welcome to another juicy episode with me, Juicy Jane. I come with a lot of juice. Well, in today's video, I would be taking a swipe at couples who live in the same house but sleep in separate bedrooms. How is this healthy for their relationship? How is this healthy for their marriage? Is it a sign of a loveless relationship or is it a sign of a sexless relationship? Would you endorse it? Now, who's to say sleeping together or not sleeping together in same room guarantees the success of any marriage? What does it even matter? What's the guarantee? Why do we always have to go through the old books trying to get different results in this time and age? Someone once told me last year that what was obtainable back in the day no longer is obtainable right now. So these are more I would be sharing my opinions on regarding sleeping or not sleeping together in the same room as man and wife. So if you think this topic is something that would interest you, then you better keep on watching. Now, thank you so much for staying tuned. Welcome back. Don't you forget to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to this channel. What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I post a video here. Let's get right into it. Is it really good? Is it really healthy for couples to sleep apart? Does it even make any difference? Now, there is a term given to couples who sleep in separate bedrooms or who sleep apart. It's called sleep divorce. Allow me to take you way back to my growing days. Growing up, I used to see my mother and father bathe together, eat together, sleep together in one room. And guess what? They had a really abusive relationship, so much so that it affected me growing up as a child. Now, as an adult, I have to deal with all of the things that I grew up seeing. But you know what? Dealing with this topic, I realized that in that same neighborhood, close to my house, there was a neighbor that I had whose parents would sleep in different bedrooms. The husband would be in the master's bedroom while the wife would be in another bedroom, and then the children would take the third bedroom. All right, so it was like a 3-bedroom apartment. To me, I never realized that, there was something like that happening until during the festive period where people would go out to meet with their neighbors or friends and just eat, drink, eat turkey, eat rice, eat jollof rice, or eat white rice and stew. That was my favorite, with chicken and turkey. So one of those festive periods where we got the time to run around houses and whatnot, I discovered that my neighbor's parents were living together but in separate rooms. The wife just had hers. Whenever she needs her alone time, she would just go to her bedroom, lock the door, and just be there. The husband would be in the master's bedroom. Now, all the time that I grew up, from being a child in my primary school to being a teenager in my secondary school, I have never seen this couple quarrel. Never seen, never heard. But in my own house, where my father and mother lived together, in same room, slept, had their bath together, ate all the time together, I saw the most abuse ever in there. So with all of this real life illustration that I have just put out here, I've come to the conclusion that it doesn't really matter if both partners decide to sleep apart. Because as a matter of fact, it's very healthy. Because before being a couple, before being man and wife, you were first an individual who had time, who had some sort of individuality. So I am not of the opinion that you have to give up your privacy or you have to give up your individuality just because you're married. You need time and space to think. And that can only happen when you have your space, when you have your time away from your spouse, and they have theirs to breathe. All right? So honestly, if you both have not yet come to the point where you have that resolve, you've made a decision collectively and individually that no matter the turbulence you both will face in your marriage or in your relationship, there is nothing strong enough that will break both of you, then whether you sleep together or whether you sleep separately in a different room, it doesn't even matter. It will break. It's all about how you see your relationship. It's all about your resolve. It's all about your decisions. It's all about the vows you've made to each other. Do you understand? That's the only thing that can make or mar a relationship. That's the only thing that can break your relationship, regardless of whatever storm both of you would face eventually. Because, of course, life is not a bed of roses. There are always up and down. So it is your resolve to be together, whether you're sleeping together or not, in same bed or same room, separately or not separately. Because to be honest with you, I've been so independent for a very long time that I don't really see me giving up my alone time just because I am married to someone. I believe that when it's time for sex or when it's time to get romantic with your partner, then you could create time where both of you can be in same room, same bed, same time, whenever. But when it's time to sleep and sleep good, then you can sleep separately. Because someone like me, I do not like people snoring. I can't stand it. I am a light sleeper. I sleep late and I can't stand not sleeping right. When you don't sleep right, you can't think right. And invariably that would show in your communication with your partner. If your plan, if your idea of a perfect relationship is having a great time and communication without friction here and there, then it is very imperative for you to have good sleep, because your emotions get riled up. You get pretty much erratic when you don't have good sleep. All right? And most men snore. That's the annoying thing. They snore. How do you expect me, who's not used to someone snoring, no matter how much I love you or how deeply I feel for you, I will get irritated at some point in time. So I would recommend for couples to sleep apart. If you're not having a good night's sleep with your partner in same bed, then opt for it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a loveless relationship or the relationship or the marriage is going to dwindle down to a divorce. If it ever happened, then there was a rot before then. Funny enough, before I came on here with this topic, I was talking to someone about it and he said, before you got married, you already know that this guy snores. Number two, you've given up your right to privacy as soon as you say the I do words. And I'm like, are you kidding? Now, traditionally, people assume that sleeping apart is a sign of a dead marriage or a lack of intimacy in your marriage. I don't think that should be the case. As a matter of fact, it should be welcomed. As long as you have trust that your partner is not cheating on you by putting out a call to a side chick, and your wife is not out there putting out a call to a sugar boy. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's got to be trust, knowing that we are in our separate rooms because we want to have our privacy, because privacy gives you more room to be productive and to be much more creative than you ever would be if you were, always with your partner 24/7. All of those things can really choke you. And worse still, if you have children come into play, you really don't have time for yourself. You're always taking care, as a woman, you're always taking care of your kids, trying to make meals. You're a career woman. You want to think, you have a business going on. You need time and space for yourself, and that can only be created if you have a room solely dedicated to you. If you don't want to see your husband today, that's just fine. If he's cool with it, that's just fine. It's all about the understanding, and that's why I would always encourage you to marry someone who is your friend, who is understanding, because if you get married to someone who does not understand the idea behind having a privacy or having alone time, someone who is clingy, then it will be a tough time for you. It will be a tough time. So I feel like in this modern time and age, especially for African couples, we should learn to embrace this type of ideas. It will be healthy for your relationship. It will be healthy for your marriage. Because every married person was first an individual who loved their space. So having marriage take that away from a person, boom, for years can be really daunting, can be really frustrating, can be mentally challenging. People just need space to be themselves and be clear-headed. I would encourage couples to tailor their relationship to their needs, to suit their needs, not what's obtainable. We don't need to follow those old rules or old books that our fathers used back then. It may no longer serve any purpose. Because you know what? We are a jet age generation. We're fast, we're on a fast pace. Our minds are currently running wild. Our creativity is off the hook. The hustling and bustling has gone way up. And that's why we have a lot of mental cases, because people are not taking out time to be themselves. People are not taking out time to just sit down, take a break, and just be alone and be in that Zen moment. Is it Zen or Yen? How do they call it? Whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is that people need space. Sleeping on the same bed is not a sign of love. It's not even a guarantee that the marriage is going to last. All right. I think the sooner married couples bring back the old Victorian separate bedrooms back into this era, back into this jet age, we might just have a more level-headed conversation between couples. Less friction, less misunderstanding of words, less fracas here and there, right, left, and center. And I also believe that for couples sleeping together for a very long time is also one of the reasons that causes loss of, sexual tension or intimacy or sexual spark between couples. Because when you've been together for too long in same space, same bed, doing everything together, you tend to predict your spouse more. Nothing is really spicy or juicy anymore. You can predict what they say. You can predict just about anything. And so that excitement and that va-va-voom is no longer there. So nothing really excites you anymore about your partner. You tend to see them like brothers or sisters, and that should not be the case. So keeping separate bedrooms is what preserves the sexual sanctity of the marriage bed, thereby maintaining the inherent sexiness and, of course, the excitement of merely being in bed together. So I encourage it, I endorse it. Go on and have separate bedrooms so that you could create that private time, that alone time, and maybe that time to explore the feeling of missing one another again. Do you get what I mean? But if you think otherwise with regards to everything that I just put out here, you could put your own opinion in the comment section and let's take it from here on, all right? If you do like my content, if you're feeling it, you love it, all you need to do is click on the subscribe button. Don't you forget to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I post a video here. And also, if you do want to support my content because I really want to grow, all you need to do is you checking in my description box where you would see my link to a Patreon account. There you can support me with whatever amount that you have, and I would be quite appreciative of that. And to the men out there, you're looking to give to your girlfriend or your wife a beautiful gift just before the Easter period, there is a place that I know that you could buy a beautiful, unique necklace for your girlfriend, your wife, or your sister. It's called You're My Sunshine Necklace. You could always get a discounted price through my affiliate link right there in my description box. All right, click on it and go see for yourself what unique necklace there is for you to buy for your lover, your girlfriend, your sister, your mother, all right? But until next time, keep living your fab life, and don't you forget that you are special. Let nobody tell you otherwise, okay? From me to you is, mwah, I love you.